So recently I picked up a 3-pack of these True Classic t-shirts. I wanted to see what the hype was around them. I've been seeing these things advertised for a couple of years now. So I decided I was going to go ahead and pull the trigger and get a few of these, and I picked up a 3-pack. So the colors I ended up going with are this carbon color, which is kind of like a charcoal. I've got this military green, and then I've also got a navy, which is in the wash right now, but I'll be sure to include that in the video before it ends so you can get an idea what that color looks like as well. When I first got these things out of the package, the first thing I noticed was just how soft these t-shirts are. Now I've had that in the past where I've gotten shirts and they felt soft, and then after a few washes that quickly fades away. So far I've ran these all through the wash twice now, and they still feel just as soft now as they did when I got them out of the package. Now something else I was also worried about was if it was going to shrink or not after I got it out of the dryer a few times. Honestly, I didn't notice any shrinkage at all. Now their listing does show that there's a 5% shrinkage possible, so that's a really small amount, but I didn't really notice it myself anyways. Now let's talk about the fit on this thing for a second. To give you perspective, I am 5'9" and I'm 230 pounds, and I opted for the extra large size. So you can kind of see just me turning around, and you can see just kind of how this thing fits me. I'm a little bit stockier guy. I've got a little bit of a midsection. I'm not a super muscular guy either. So I feel like this shirt does a really good job of kind of forming with me, but also hiding the spots that you wouldn't necessarily want to flaunt, like my midsection, for example. The length on this shirt's pretty decent as well. It goes down decent enough to where I can still raise my arms and you don't see my midsection. Now, if I get way up here, obviously you can. I don't really care for the shirts that are super long anyway, so I feel like that's a good compromise. Now, these shirts also are tagless in the back, so there is no tag in the collar. There is a tag down here though in the lower section, but that's down where my pants rub, so I don't even feel that tag there. From the side here, you can see kind of the fit on this thing as well. The sleeves, I feel like, have a really good length to them. They're not down real low. They're not super baggy where they're flopping around, and they're also not those like half sleeve things that you get on some of those cheaper t-shirts. So I feel like they've really nailed the sleeve design on these things, and like I said, even with me not being a super muscular guy, you can kind of see it does a pretty good job of conforming to my arm. I think it looks really nice. Now, one other pain point that I've always had with t-shirts as well is I wear hoodies a lot, and I always like to have a t-shirt underneath the hoodie. And one of the things that drive me the most crazy is when I get that hoodie on and I get to move it around, a lot of times my sleeves will bunch up in my armpit, and I'm constantly reaching in there trying to pull these sleeves back down. Of all the shirts that I've got in my closet, these so far have performed the best in that area where I'm not constantly feel like I'm digging in my armpit to get that sleeve back out to where I'm comfortable again. So honestly, I think True Classic nailed it on these shirts. I'm really impressed with these so far. I've been wearing them for about 2 weeks now, and honestly, I'm not really been grabbing any other t-shirts out of my closet. I've been kind of going to these every single time because they are my favorite now. But other than that, I think that's all I've got for you. I hope that was somewhat helpful for you in making a decision as to whether these t-shirts might be the right fit for you or not. Appreciate you watching. We'll catch you guys on the next one.